All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining today's EZFacility webinar. My name is Mike, one of the trainers here at EZFacility, and I will be guiding us through our discussion today. Before we do begin, if I could just have everyone raise their hand just to make sure everyone can hear me before we jump in, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for doing that there. All right, so today's webinar will be focusing on documents. Really going through just some of the newer functions here, the new connections that we have here, and revisiting some of the classic connections as well. Now, throughout the webinar, if you have any questions, please feel free to jump them into the questions section, and I will steadily go through them throughout the webinar. And of course, we will go through we'll leave certainly plenty of time for additional questions after our discussion as well. All right, so with documents in EZFacility, we have administration, we have documents, and then document templates here. So any documents you need to create, right? Just like a membership or a package or a rental rate, you're entering that document into the system here. You would fill out the name, the description, the body itself, the waiver, enter this in one time so you can reuse it over and over again. So with the documents, you'll enter a name, right? You'll enter a description, for example. You'll enter the body, being the document itself. And the acceptance, there's always a generic I accept the terms and conditions here, but if you want to keep that or remove that, put something new, update that, you can always modify that in any way you need to. So always feel free to make a change. But overall, once you've entered in your information, and I'll just throw this in here for the example, save it, and now you have it ready to be used going forward. One really important thing to note here with the document. So with the documents, if I look in document history, so there is document history. You can always look through the history of the documents that were signed, whether you had someone signed it standalone or with a membership, a package, a group, whatever it might be. You can always review the history here. But with the documents, if I go right up here to generate document, right, I'll choose the client. I will then go ahead and from here choose the waiver. So there are initially three acceptance types here. So paper copy, if I click on paper copy, I can bring up the PDF, open this up, print this out, have the client sign for it. From there, I can scan it back into the computer, choose the file, and have it signed for, right? There is digital copy, where it's simply the clients with you at the facility, essentially at the front desk. They read through the waiver, they check off the box, save it, and it's on their profile. And then additionally, email document is an option as well, simply where essentially email the document out to the client, they will receive the email, click on a link, and from there, they will type in their name, and when they hit submit, and once they submit it, it is saved on their profile, which you would see, of course, as the user as well. So overall, those are the three main acceptance types. There is a fourth one. Essentially, it's the digital copy, but you're using an actual USB signature pad that is connected to the computer that they would sign for and save in the system as well. So essentially, there's 3 or 4 acceptance types just depending on what you're looking for. As you've also noticed here, really no matter what acceptance type you choose, they're really just signing the document or acknowledging it one time, right? So if you have a document, if you have a form, if you have a waiver that has fields on it that the client needs to go through and individually initial or acknowledge each field, you can have that in the document system here, but they will not be able to acknowledge each field digitally, right? You would need to set that up as a paper copy, have them fill out each field, and then you can upload it back into the system here. All right, so there are options. We do have a sister company we work with that I will mention momentarily here, that if you had multiple waivers and documents with different fields to fill out on each one, they are very well built for that. They're called Smart Waiver. I'll bring us into that discussion momentarily, but just to finish this out here, if we go the digital copy route, we can save this. And from there, tells us the client, the document, and the status of it. Is it signed? Is it pending? Overall, if we jump out here and if I should just refresh the page, right? We see the client has signed the waiver. It gives you the description, the name, the created date and time, the acceptance type, the document type, and there are different statuses. I would say majority of the time you'll most likely see signed. Pending, you would more typically see with the email option, because once you email that out to them, until they acknowledge the email, that will be read as pending, and then declined if they decline it, or deleted if someone actually goes through and deletes it here. Then that will switch to deleted there, but you can always recover it within 30 days. So a bunch of options here. And once again, that's administration. You have documents, document history is where we are right now, and then document templates is where you go to create a new one, and where you can also just check on ones you have existing to make further modifications here. Now from there, you can attach documents to different modules in the software. So one of those, and I would say the most common one being memberships. So we have membership plans here, right? So for those of you that were previously using the classic version of EZFacility, when you were using the membership plans in the classic version, you had one membership agreement that you were going to use for every membership plan you had. So meaning if you needed different documents or waivers for different membership plans, right, you were not able to do that. In the new user interface here, you are able to do that. I could look at this student membership, click on the edit pencil, and then right down here, I can attach the liability waiver here. And then, of course, hit next and save this at the bottom. But then the individual membership, maybe this needs a different waiver. So every membership plan is able to carry its own document, its own waiver. You're, of course, just initially creating that in documents and then attaching it to each one here. So every single membership plan can hold a different document. Definitely strongly advise considering that, whether it's a family or a student or individual, or for those of you that maybe offer corporate or organizational memberships, definitely consider that as an option down the road. And once you attach the document to a membership, that can be signed when they purchase it either at the front desk or if they purchase it online, either way. And then you have packages. So package plans, take a look at that here. So it's very similar attachment as you would go through for the memberships. We have private training, right? I can open this up. This is a 5-pack here for private trainings. I scroll down to the bottom of the main details page. And once again, every plan, membership, or package can hold its own waiver. Now, the main difference with the package plans, if I purchase a package plan at the front desk, if I go to sell one right now, and we choose the client, and we choose the package plan, once you've chosen the package plan, it will have them acknowledge the waiver here, right? Save it, and then they purchase it. If the client buys the package plan online through self-service, different story, they will not be able to sign the document on self-service. So essentially they would buy it on self-service, and then on their client profile, it would show the document there, waiting for it to be signed. So packages with the document can be signed in person but not online. Memberships, documents can be signed for both. So online and in person. And then the other one would be groups. Now for groups, for those of you that use it, you're most likely maybe using for a league or a tournament. Maybe there's a camp or a clinic here, or an annual event, a nightly event, a seminar, whatever it might be, a large event that you need registrations and a lot of signatures for. So with the groups, a group can hold a document, it can hold a waiver, but each individual group and subgroup is not able to hold its own respective document and waiver. It's universal to all of the groups in here. So if we have administration, we can go to online registration. Now in here is a lot of default settings for groups in general. Most of them at the top refer to different payment options here and different payment parameters. But in the middle, once again, from whatever you may have created in documents here, you can attach a waiver here. And then whether I'm signing up for a league or a tournament or whatever the group may be, I'm signing the same waiver each time I sign up for a group. So those are the three different areas it can be connected to. As far as selling something through the POS, like items, apparel, merchandise, documents cannot be attached here. And rentals, those are the only two modules that the documents cannot be attached to as far as services and selling is concerned. Really just the memberships, packages, and groups. So those are the main areas that can be connected to, and certainly go through that there. Okay, and let's just take a look at a few questions here. All right, so okay, so just once again to point out, just as a general reminder, we are of course in the new user interface right now. There is the classic version of the software, which looks like this, that some of you may be familiar with. If you were interested in learning or switching to the new user interface, please feel free to contact your account manager or call the support team, and they can turn on that new feature for you. All right. Okay, and let me double check here. Okay, so can a client upload an outside document in their profile, such as a child's physical? So great question there. So when a client goes onto the self-service platform, or whether they're registering, okay, so let me focus on that first. So client goes into their online self-service profile, they themselves are not able to upload a waiver, right? The only time they can acknowledge or touch a document or a waiver online is if you, the user, has attached it to a membership or a group, let's say. But they themselves cannot upload a waiver. You, as the user, if you wanted to upload a waiver to their profile, go to clients, go to their client profile, and if you have to upload a waiver, something they've already signed for, go to documents, and you'll of course see the ones they have signed here. But go to generate document, and the workaround for this is choose any of the waivers there, preferably the one they've already signed that you're uploading, and go to paper copy. So we saw this before. In paper copy, it's going to guide you to open this up and print it and have them sign for it. But technically speaking, it's really just asking you to choose a file. So you can choose any file here and upload the waiver here that they've signed for. So feel free to upload any waiver, any document they've signed for here, even if it's the one you clicked on that they haven't signed for. It's not that waiver. You can still upload that here. I would recommend that in documents you upload that waiver that you're uploading, so that way what you see written out, here's what they actually signed for. You don't have to view it each time to see, but go the paper copy route, and through there you can upload any waiver, any form. All right, let's take a look at a few of the questions here. Okay, so if we need a permit signed for a rental, okay, yeah, so for those of you that sometimes need clients to acknowledge permits for rentals, that you are not able to attach a document to the rental itself. So that would be a situation where on the client's profile, you go to documents, and like we just went through here, you generate the document to them separately from the rental, right? Now, whether you have them book the rental first and then do this or vice versa, it doesn't matter either way. You can go either route. But for the rentals, you would have them sign a document like a permit or anything else separately from the booking. So yes, that would be separate. That would not be attached to the rental. All right. And for anyone wondering, we're not going to force anyone into the new UI interface of the software. If you want to stick with the classic version, that's fine. That's fine for now. I don't know. I don't believe we're forcing anyone into that right now or in the near future. If that decision is ever made for any reason, certainly we will notify everyone, but I don't believe that's coming anytime soon. All right. So as far as reminders for documents, there are no reminders for documents. There's reminders for things on the schedule, like sessions and lessons and classes, but at this time there aren't any reminders for documents, but I'll certainly jot this down and pass that forward as a future idea there. All right. And yeah, definitely, as far as documents being attached to rentals, it's certainly something I'll pass forward, especially coming from the webinar here. Definitely, I'll pass it forward. I'll definitely pass it forward to the development team. Especially we see a lot of times with like a tennis facility or a basketball facility where there's a court rental or a volleyball facility, definitely comes in handy, and especially with those permits. So, certainly this is the new user interface, and we're not done adding new features here. So definitely keep sending that feedback, and I will pass that along ASAP. And no, there is no additional cost to the new user interface. It just really requires the support rep to go to the back end of your account and turn off one switch and really turn on another. So no additional cost in the new UI. Feel free to call the support team for more questions there. All right. Okay, so we currently use groups and send the online registration link to our new users for them to complete. Then we have go to double check if they complete it and manually change their profile. The waiver has been signed. Okay, so if you are having clients sign and acknowledge documents, waivers through online registration, referring to groups here, when the clients sign a waiver through the online registration, the waiver column here in the clients list will be updated with a green check mark. That is what this column is for. So as long as you send them the link, they go through, they acknowledge the waiver, it will update in the client list here with the waiver column. So it should update there. So with that said, is there a way for the email of the waiver to be automatically sent to new user. So, okay, so you cannot automatically email, or you cannot have a waiver automatically emailed to a client. With that said, and I usually recommend this in mass, it's definitely a great option for that. In clients, underneath you have audit clients. Now in here, check all the boxes and hit find clients. You have all of your clients pop up. Once you do that, you'll see here, like in this account, we have all the clients pop up in the system. So from here, on the left side, you'll see documents. You can choose the waiver, and you can email the document in a mass to all of your clients at once. So you can send a mass email to your clients containing a waiver or a document for them to sign for. But as far as an automatic email, the system does not have that at this time. But certainly, definitely another idea I will pass forward. Okay, is there a fileable rental agreement available in documents? So documents is purely from your perspective as the user. So there are, if you have a rental agreement, or if you have any agreement you want to add to the system, you can go in there and add that document. But for example, in documents, there aren't any layouts or forms like there is in the email campaign where there's templates. There are no templates or layouts in documents itself. It would have to come from you. Now, if you have a layout built already, I wouldn't recommend uploading that here. If it's written up already, you can copy and paste in here, and feel free to use the clipboard for paste plain text so you can format it properly. But documents, waivers all have to come from the facility itself, including a general layout there. And then going to the next question, further elaborating on that. So yeah, okay, so with Smart Waiver, so let me ask you to do this. So for any of you that know the question mark here, this will bring you to the support center. Now in here, you can get to the hardware store, prior webinars, which by the way, and we'll have this loaded up by the end of today, early tomorrow morning. Any prior videos or webinars you want to check out or go through, feel free to look through here. You can get to them right through there. And obviously user guides and videos are here. You can contact the support team through here. But if you go to our partners page and you scroll down about halfway, you'll see Smart Waiver. So Smart Waiver is a sister company of ours. We've been working with them for a number of years. The biggest benefit of Smart Waiver is, like I mentioned before, so through our documents module, it's really meant to be where the client reads the document and they acknowledge it one time at the bottom, whether that's through email, paper copy, digital, however it's done. Smart Waiver essentially provides you a link that sort of acts as the cloud, or a version of the cloud, let's say, where, first things first, if you have multiple fields that the client has to go through on the form on the document and initial or acknowledge one by one, Smart Waiver is built for that. Additionally, when a client would go to your Smart Waiver link, it will ask them to enter in their first and last name, email address, and I believe you can enter the fields. Once they've done that, whatever link they clicked on, they will go through the document, the waiver, fill out any fields, anything in the form you need them to. And once they've done that, at the bottom, they will hit submit. And from that point, it will automatically direct them to the client's list here. So it will enter them in as a client automatically from Smart Waiver. So that's the biggest benefit of Smart Waiver. If you have different waivers, different forms, different documents for, once again, whatever it might be, memberships, rentals, classes, leagues, tournaments, whatever it may be for, you can have a different document for each of those services in Smart Waiver, where each one has a different link. Client goes through it, they acknowledge whatever you need them to on that form, and it then automatically enters them as a client into self-service here. So as far as Smart Waiver being integrated, or as of right now in your account, it's not automatically integrated. You would want to go to the partners page, which once again, let's close up the sidebar. Go to the support center, go to the partners page. Plenty of partners on here, certainly look through the rest of them as well. But go to Smart Waiver, fill out your information here. I would say in the optional message, maybe just fill out some information as to what type of facility you have and what you're looking for, what types of waivers you have. And when you send this, someone from Smart Waiver will then reach out to you. If you speak to Smart Waiver and then you decide to go with them, contact your trainer or the support team or your account manager, and we can assist you in connecting that further. Is there a notification option for when someone completes a Smart Waiver? So within EZFacility, if someone acknowledges a waiver through Smart Waiver or a document through Smart Waiver, there would not be notification you would receive within EZFacility. Now, do you get a notification through Smart Waiver? That would be more of a question for them. I know they have a bunch of options and settings you can introduce. With that said, when someone does complete something, a document, a waiver through Smart Waiver, you would still see that in the same section here in the Documents tab on the client's profile. The same section you would see the rest of the actual documents they may have signed through the EZFacility software itself. So as far as a notification through EZFacility, you wouldn't receive that through Smart Waiver. Okay, and then what if they already are a client for EZFacility and they sign something through Smart Waiver? Will it create another profile in EZ or connect it to the one they already have? So great question there. So for example, in clients, right? Dave Grohl's a client in here already. So if he goes to Smart Waiver to fill out a waiver or a form there, as long as he enters in the same first, last name, and same email he has entered in there already, it will not create a duplicate. It will simply match it to the one here, right? So if you go with Smart Waiver, what is typically recommended before you have the client sign themselves up through EZFacility, have them sign up through Smart Waiver first. So you have them sign the document, have them sign the form, and once they've done that, it will bring them into the clients list here automatically. And then from there, you can invite them to self-service. So as long as they enter the same first, last name, and email address, it will avoid the duplicate. As far as it can be a followable document, through Smart Waiver, they have a bunch of different templates and layouts. So any type of form, any type of document should be acceptable with them. That's something you would want to double check on with them when you speak with them and reach out to them. And then yes, is using Smart Waiver an extra charge? So yes, so you would definitely pay a separate charge to Smart Waiver themselves. As far as with EZFacility, it would be an additional $10 a month for Smart Waiver on your account. Already with EZFacility, just an extra additional monthly charge. We do the backend connection for you. It's a very simple setup, and essentially once you speak with Smart Waiver, you're set up with them, and they say that you're ready to go. Reach out to, once again, your trainer, the support rep, and we can connect that for you within the same day. All right, just looking through some additional questions here. All right. Okay. And I know once again, this is something you would want to confirm with Smart Waiver, or not confirm, but just go through with them. But Smart Waiver has a bunch of different packages where if you're a smaller facility, you maybe don't need, you're essentially allotted a certain number of documents signed per month or per year. They have a bunch of different payment and package plans for smaller or larger or medium-sized facilities to fit your needs there. So definitely reach out to them. Definitely a great option. Once again, especially if you have multiple fields on the document, you want clients to go through and acknowledge each one and initial, it's a great option for that. And even in general, if you're a large facility and you'll have a lot of documents going throughout the day or the month or the year, it can just be very helpful to help you organize all of that as well. All right. Okay, and the hyperlink manager. Okay, so in administration, document templates, create a new one. So you do have the hyperlink manager in documents as well. This would, of course, mainly come in handy if they're signing something through the email document or just through the digital copy. I would say mostly email though. But you can enter a link in with the document. Maybe you want to direct them, you want to have them go through, acknowledge this document, EZFacility, but then direct them to a different page on your website or direct them through a different direct them to a different document through your website or to a different platform. So you can enter in the URL link here and enter in the link text, what it will actually appear as. So feel free to use that here as well. There are anchor and email options here as well. So definitely feel free to use the hyperlink there. Certainly a great option as well. All right, taking a look through a few more questions here. And yes, Smart Waiver can be used whether you're in the classic version or the new user interface. It can be used in either version. Does not matter. All right. Well, definitely feel free to keep throwing in those questions there. Just once again, as a general reminder, if you are in the support center, you can get to all of the past events and webinars through here. We previously ones on groups, and obviously the one on documents that will be uploaded here either later today or early in the morning tomorrow. Certainly look through here. Certainly a lot of webinars we'll be doing throughout the rest of the year, continuing the discussion on the new user interface and newer topics as we go forward, whether it's new releases or new features here. And when you're in the events and webinar page, you're actually really brought to the main EZFacility website. And once again, through here, can look through different products and can once again even get to the partners page here as well. So we'll certainly look through there as well. All right. All right. Well, certainly any more questions on documents, feel free to reach out. The training webinars, if you need to view them, when you're logged into your account, whether you're in the new UI or you're in the classic version, they're in slightly different sections, but just look for the question mark in the top right. From there, you can go to events and webinars, and you'll see all the previously loaded webinars and events here. Events being, certain things on marketing, introducing the new user interface here. So they're all loaded through here in the support center. I would say you'll definitely see them loaded by tomorrow, the latest for the one today. And certainly stay tuned for future webinars as well. All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there's no more questions at this time, thank you all for joining today's webinar. Certainly stay tuned for what the next webinar will be. We will be having some webinars on billing in the near future, and of course, any future updates to the new user interface, so stay tuned for those. Certainly check out the support center, and if anyone is going to go the route of Smart Waiver and has any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Jason or Stacy, the training department, or one from the support team, and I will be happy to help you set that up there. And look forward to speaking with you all again. You all have a wonderful day.